our first time getting together since game one last night, 2026 NBA Finals. And the Spurs had a 14-point lead midway through the third quarter, but the Knicks were able to rally and outscore them by 24 points for the rest of the game and secure a 10-point victory. And Uncle Dave, I will say this is a game where it starts out 10-4, and it kind of had a feeling where you're like, maybe this is a situation where it's like the 76ers, where the 76ers had a seven-game series the series before, and the Knicks maybe were going to take the wind out of their sails right away, even though they had game one on their home floor. But the Spurs were able to rally back, and they pretty much had control of the game, it felt like, for the rest of the game until that point where the Knicks make that big push in the midway through the third and fourth quarter.
Sure. This was a weird game. And I was saying to the Nick buddies at work, and I said to you on the show that usually game one's the most overreacted game, but I felt this game one, I said to you, was very important because I feel like the Knicks might be a little rusty, but neither team shot well, so maybe the Knicks were rusty.
I
Obviously,
will
the
say
Spurs
this
are not.
was the most entertaining game where two teams shot terribly, I thought. It was
Yeah.
just fun to watch, though.
Plus, we had a close game for a change down the stretch here, but really not been a lot of close games the last couple of rounds. The other night you could say OKC Spurs was a close game, but only game one in that game were close. The Cavs and the Knicks had one game close, and that was it. So I'm looking forward to a little bit, one possession games here. We're not getting many of those, but this game's so important because the Knicks had to react to a stronger opponent, and they did. Some interesting things here. I think that San Antonio, for all the blowing of this coaching staff and assistants getting hired, again, just major mistakes. How the hell is Wemby covering Karl Anthony Towns? You put him on Josh Hart, and that way Josh Hart might not get 15 rebounds.
Right.
All right, so I don't understand that. Karl Anthony Towns can score, and it occupies Wemby away from the basket. I
Plus,
can't
Towns was
understand that.
able to score on him, shooting over him, and getting to the bucket. So Towns
Yeah,
feels comfortable getting his offense against him. I mean, he was
yeah,
aggressive, and if he plays close to Wembanyama, the Knicks are going to win.
yeah. They're going to get a wash, and here's the other problem we talked about. We said this about a week and a half ago, and no one else has been on it. The Spurs are not a physically strong team. They play a skinny
True.
22-year-old kid who has wind issues and strength issues, and four guards. Now, Castle is very physical on the perimeter on defense, and so can Fox when he's healthy. But other than that, this team has no physical presence. They're very young on the perimeter, with the exception of Fox, who right now is banged up. The Knicks are about 7 and 8, 9-year veterans who are men.
Yep.
OG Anunoby, Hart, and Bridges is not a strong-looking guy, but he is a man. And that's a big difference in this game last night, getting pushed around all over the place. The Mitchell Robinson comes in. He's been in the league 8 years. Cat's been in the league 10 years. I mean, these
Shamet's
guys,
been around the block as well.
yep, this is real stuff. And that makes a difference. This is the old thing we talk about freshmen not winning championships.
I was going to say the comparison is kind of like these older teams now in college basketball versus a team of all freshmen. That's kind of the feeling it has.
Yeah, and people talk, well, the Spurs will be back. Well, if you look at De'Aaron Fox's contract going forward, they might not be back. He's getting paid like $50 million next year, and I'll tell you what, he ain't playing like a 50. He ain't playing like the Fox a couple of years ago. So, but they got pushed around last night. Wemby again shooting jump shots, 9 3-point attempts. It's just again,
Shaquille O'Neal was on that. He's like, he can't be shooting 10 3-point shots.
yeah. I mean, they tried to post him up once on the left block, and basically Hart just threw him out of there. And this is a major problem in this guy's game. And don't forget, when you're that long, a lower center of gravity is easy to get on you. And so while you may tower above the rim on everybody and have your advantage, my advantage is to push you off.
Yeah, I have leverage. Yeah.
I'm basically by your hip, and
Yep.
so I don't have a problem. And that's a big, big, big thing that no one sees. And again, we want to immortalize this guy, and we talked about this, and I did before game one. How many? Who? Name me the great center that went 6 for 22 in his first
Yeah,
NBA
you
game.
can't have that.
I don't give a shit if he's 22 or not. Then stop the fucking narrative that everybody
Right.
who steps on a court anywhere today is the best ever. They're not. You have to earn shit in my world, and my world matters because I'm a fucking person who knows what they're looking at. You got to earn it. And you know what? 6 for 22. We got 12 boards. I give him that, but nothing against the kid. But the bottom line is, can we wait till someone does something before we anoint them the best ever?
And plus, I think maybe the long series as well. And the Knicks, I mean, the pace of this game in the first quarter was insane. I mean, flying up and down. I mean, it was a crazy,
Yeah.
frantic pace. And you figure that might have played a factor in the fact that the Spurs in the fourth quarter were 6 of 21 with 5 turnovers. I mean, they just were not good in the fourth quarter, and
Well,
that's
the
where the
other, yeah.
Knicks
Well,
seized the game.
the other thing too is when Wemby was out, Karl Anthony Towns did get a couple of things done in that third quarter there. Wemby plays 37 minutes, and that's directly due to wind. This is the guy we've talked about. He does not have great wind. For him to be playing 37 minutes only, I'm the guy who told you he should play 36 minutes during the season, but in the playoffs,
You got to play 42,
yeah,
43.
exactly. And the bottom line is he can't do that. That's not his wind. And the other problem is this is a team that, and I got to give Sam Mitchell credit. Sam Mitchell's talked about you got to put another post player out there with him because that way Wemby can play away from the basket. The only thing I say about that is on defense, then he's going to get pulled away from the basket. They're talking about the offensive end of the floor. I don't know if that helps. I mean, Sam's been saying that for a couple of weeks, even when they're winning. But I don't think that really helps. But I'll have to go with Sam Mitchell, who was an excellent coach and excellent player and
That would
great
require
broadcaster.
them, though, then to play like a Kelly Olynyk or a Mason Plumlee who hasn't played in the postseason, really.
True, but you know that Plumlee's a physical specimen, and he's going to be able to
He
give you
is.
10 minutes a night. And you know that Olynyk can shoot.
He's got good hands, and he's a good passer as well,
Yeah,
so you
and
might want to throw
Olynyk
him
knows
out
how to
there.
play. And I don't know what Biombo has left, but he was good at one time. But I'm sure not anymore. But you have to try something. And again, we know your whole staff is like doesn't even shave yet. And this is where when you look on that staff, it's great to have all these guys, these new fucking ideas, and now you're a defensive genius because you have Wembanyama out there, which is just ridiculous.
Mike Brown's been around the block. Maurice Cheeks, though.
Exactly.
You have a
Mo
lot of
Cheeks,
veterans.
Mo Cheeks been around the block 10 times, all right?
Yeah,
And he's a stud. He's
right.
also the all-time steal leader when he retired. So here's a guy that, these are people that have been around. Mike Brown has been here. He was in the NBA Finals in '07. All right. So, and he took one of the worst teams to the NBA Finals, him and LeBron, with Daniel Gibson going off a couple of games. But
He was
that
on
team,
also the Spurs staff early on in the early 2000s as an assistant as well. So this
exactly.
guy's coached a while.
With his plan last night, even though Shamet didn't start out well, Shamet finished well. And but here's the thing: they have a problem with Harper and Castle cannot bring up the ball, so you can't get Fox off the floor. This is a major problem. So like you got to be able to get him off that floor because really Harper's a great finisher, but he's a little small for a two. He'll get away with it. But my point is, here's a guy that has to find a way to handle the ball a little bit better. And if he could do that, he could play the point. Because last night Harper plays 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. And if you're the Knicks, you're happy as a pig in shit. I thought Harper was their best player last night.
He was, yeah.
He is a beast. And again, another guy who's a pro's son. Him and Jalen Brunson have great footwork, obviously. Cam Boozer, same thing. The footwork is obscene. I think Jalen Brunson's got the best footwork in the NBA, and I don't think Harper's too far behind. But this game was really ugly for a while, but it was exciting, good pace. And I think Kenny Smith made some decent points about Knicks slowing it down, but I disagree. The Knicks have to walk the fine line of pushing it so the Spurs can't set up, but also not getting in a track meet because you don't want San Antonio to run because then Harper and Castle just use their athleticism and their skill level, and they're just a little bit, I think, having a little bit of advantage in transition. But the Knicks have to run when they want to run. It has to be opportunity break. It needs to be an opportunity break here. This is what they have to do, and I think they can do it. But they have to control the tempo. It's really a hard thing as a coach. And you tell your guys, we want to run when we want to run, but then you forget. And the Knicks took a couple of really quick shots, but I just still can't believe Wembanyama was not covering Hart the whole night.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I thought, forced threes early on from guys that it's one thing if you're wide open, but there was some where Wembanyama's taken some with Robinson right on him, and Vassal's taken some with the Knicks defender on him. I mean, it's one thing if you're Clay and you're Steph pulling that, but it's another thing if you're not those guys taking that three and it's a contested one, especially.
Yeah, and Keldon Johnson playing 12 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why
8
that
minutes.
happened.
So again, he did that with him in the last series a couple of times too. But again, like this is where Brown being a veteran matters. He is stuck with his guns. He subbed those guys in last night. Alvarado was awesome last night. Here's Alvarado.
He
3
was.
for 6, 4 rebounds. I mean, Alvarado's not a scorer, but he did a great job.
He's a capable offensive player, though.
Yeah, and he could defend the hell out of it. And even Jordan Clarkson came in and spelled for a minute for you. And Mitchell Robinson looked good. I don't want to hear about the freaking thumb. Who gives a shit? He's not a scorer anyway. Josh Hart, great job. Just a winning player. OG finally hit some big shots. First part of the game, OG passed up 2 layups. Even when Wembanyama wasn't on the floor, which I guess he was looking for him, even though he wasn't out there. OG, I think, will get used to that during the series. He could have even been better last night.
He still even so he still had a solid game. I mean,
He
5 of
did.
12 with 17. He pretty much like you said. You could pencil him in for that every night. You know what you're going to get from
I
him.
just thought he'd get more than 3 boards and a couple of assists. But last night he did pass up 2 shots in the first quarter when Wemby
Yeah,
went out. So that was a little strange.
that is the thing with Wembanyama, the paranoia around the rim. I've never seen that from NBA
And
players.
he
Like,
wasn't even in the game, but yet I guess OG forgot.
yeah,
Jalen
yep.
Brunson, how do you not double him in the fourth quarter when he starts to do the dance, as Coach
Well,
Gary used to say?
how about this? So Brunson in the first half, he hurts his ankle and
Oh,
his
God.
knee. I mean,
Yeah.
Knick fans obviously passionate Knick fans have their heart in their throat in that moment right there because they're like, here we go. Why are you not putting him in pick and roll and making him play defensively at that point? Especially, he's a questionable defender as is when healthy,
Yes.
but when
Well,
he's
Harper
banged
abused
up,
him a couple of times.
when
Harper
he's
killed him.
banged up, why are you not abusing him in pick and roll and going at him?
Yeah, Harper killed him a couple of times in the half court. And the
Yeah,
thing
because
is,
he's
like,
got lift. So when Harper
yeah,
gets to his spot and he lifts up, Brunson can't contest that shot.
no. But the thing is, again, like Cat did a good job last night on Wembanyama when he was playing. He did a solid job. The bad news is that, like you said, Brunson is going to be banged up. We don't know. I'm sure his body is really bitching today. It's got to be in big pain today. But this game last night, just a lot of questions. Like why is this guy not posting up? You can't set a cross screen and get this guy the damn ball. I mean, please give me a break. The other thing, again, we talked about this after Game 7. Shot quality in the first half was dominated by the Spurs. Again, Champagnie getting wide open in the first half. He had 5 threes in the first half, scored 1 point in the second half, and he wasn't open in the second half. So obviously the Knicks made really good adjustments at the half. No one mentioned this. If you remember in
He
the
was 5 or 6 in the first half.
in
Yeah.
the Thunder game, this guy was open. All the Spurs were open. Everything was a set-footed jump shot like Mario Ellie from the freaking Houston Rockets back in the day, and the Spurs with Bowen. But now all of a sudden, after the first half, the Knicks took that away, and those open jump shots were not there. Castle was a little, up and down. 7-16 looks good on paper. 8 boards, 3 assists. Only 2 turnovers. Wemby 6 turnovers, but I don't know. Some weird substitution patterns here. Harrison Barnes plays more than Keldon Johnson. A little strange. But again, I don't think to add another big would help that much because then it just pulls Wemby away from the.
If you're going to play Cornette and Wembanyama together, that might be a little wonky.
Yeah, then Wemby's going to have to play a perimeter guy because Cornette can't.
Right.
So we got some issues here. But Sam Mitchell, I'll trust his opinion on it because, like I said, I respect Sam Mitchell. But at the same time, I just don't think that would work. But hey, you might have to try it. I just don't understand your boy Keldon Johnson here. One of your guys is getting 8 minutes. I don't like I know when the game starts, it's one thing, but Keldon Johnson didn't even break a sweat. I mean, he had 3 fouls pretty quick, so that was bad. Hart had a couple of fouls early on. It was
Yeah, early on, Hart was in foul trouble for the Knicks.
It was 12-6 on the fouls, and I was really disappointed about that because 12-6, I'm like, holy shit, they're not calling anything, but one team's got double the fouls as the other. I know it evened out in the end, which is bullshit because the Knicks were up and they got to foul them, but the refereeing was shaky last night. They let him play, but then they selectively didn't let him play, and I don't know. It was just a weird game, very puzzling. If we look at the team statistics here, just a strange freaking game here. Field goal percentage, Spurs won the battle of the boards. Knicks had more assists, more steals, which was shocking because I tell you, man, they roughed up Brunson hard. 13 turnovers for the Spurs, but the Spurs shoot 36% for the game. You're not winning many games shooting 36%.
No.
The Knicks shot 41.5%. Not exactly a pretty thing either. Free throws, Knicks did a great job. But at the same time, you just look at this game and you say to yourself, I don't know, it's a weird game. But
If
again,
you're the Knicks, you have to feel great. Shaquille O'Neal was
yeah.
talking about in the post game. He's like, Jalen Brunson goes 12 of 31, has 4 turnovers, and you still win the game.
Yeah, but how do you let him dance in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, he had a huge 3. It was 95-94, and he buries that 3 in the corner. That was
and let's face it, the guys get away with the walk today because the ball's not out of his hand by the time he picked up his foot on that pivot, but nobody calls that anymore, so it doesn't matter. But Steph Castle should be covering him down the stretch of these games here because Castle's might be one of the best perimeter. He reminds me of Scottie Pippen the way he plays defense. I mean, it's frightening out there. But the thing is, there was some youth last night. There were some bad shots. There was some youth, and this team is young. But we said this before the finals. This is not a physical Spurs team, and it makes a difference. It's just not that physical a team.
I think one thing also with the Knicks is this team has such belief in themselves, and the chemistry in this team is just incredible.
Yep.
The Knicks just feel like once they get on a run, they're just like a locomotive going downhill. You just can't stop them. They just really
Yeah.
are able to put together incredible runs.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you have guys like Shamit, McBride hitting threes, they just seem to just take it up a level and a notch.
The other thing too is, I think that they all like to do their roles. And I think that
Yeah,
I know this sounds corny, but they seem very singularly focused to just
they
win.
are. They are. One
Like no,
mindset, one mission. That's right. Yep.
yeah, like we don't care. We just want to win. And
It
I
wasn't
mean,
that way with like the Carmelo Anthony led Knick teams. It felt very
oh my
much
God,
like
no.
guys were interested in their own. They had a bit of a click feeling on that team as well. This is
Oh
just
yeah.
a completely unselfish, just like you said, singularly driven, focused team right here. That's just incredible.
There's a team that I feel like really just wants to get it done. And obviously that's a generalization, but they just have seemed very focused the last couple of months. I know they're on a roll, and maybe eventually they'll cool off, but they didn't even play well in one. Now, if the Spurs did come back from 8 down in the fourth quarter and did take the lead, so you got to give the Spurs credit for that. But again, Fox has to play better. Fox has to play better if the Spurs want to win this
Yeah,
series, or
he
you got to
was
get him off the floor. And I don't think Harper and Castle could bring the ball. But again, last night, both teams picked up full and experimented, which is the way you should do it.
plus on the Darian Fox not playing well. There was a story out that's you know how it is in today's times on social media. Dylan Harper liked something on TikTok that said Darian Fox played bad, so like that's now like a headline here. I don't think that's going to have much effect in game two, but now you have that floating around as well. So you know how these things go, and they take on a life of their own sometimes. But
Yeah,
Shaquille O'Neal talked about it. Victor Wembanyama has to be better than 6 and 21, and it's funny because you just said it. You're like, can we see how the finals go before we anoint this guy and say he's
it
a
just drives me insane. And now you're
top
rooting
player
against
ever?
the guy. It's like so. Like now, like I like to mess with the LeBron fans online. And I go, listen, Flag's already better than him because LeBron's playing against plumbers. The guys today are better, you said, right? So LeBron's ready to leave. So the
Right.
guys like Hooper's.
It first started with Jerry West play plumbers, then Michael Jordan was playing
Yeah,
plumbers. It just doesn't.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
just it never stops.
It's just such a casual take for people who never saw shit in their life. But again, I looked up first games again for Kareem. He went off. Shaq went off. Olajuwon went off. I mean, first NBA Finals games. I'm just picking those three centers. I'm not even including Moses Malone or David Robinson or
Tim
Timmy
Duncan.
D or
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing. I mean, like, can we just stop? And again, the media, who's been around this crap for 100 years, falls for the same shit every time. I mean, how long have they been watching basketball? All you heard before the game one was Wembanyama, Wembanyama, Wembanyama.
Yeah.
No one mentioned the Knicks for like weeks.
Him going and training with the monks, that type of stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, like everything was Wembanyama. Like, but you're not watching this other team. Now the Knicks didn't face a great team, but they also won by 22 on average, which
well,
is the
that's the
best.
thing. The margin of victory you have to take into account. Yeah, they didn't play maybe an all-time great team in their
Right.
run to the finals, but they were burying them along the way. That has to count for something.
And they're still playing the best backcourt in the fucking league. The
Right.
Sixers, I don't care what you say, Edgecomb's young, but Tyrese Maxey is a blur. He's Kevin Johnson fast. So if anybody doesn't know who Kevin Johnson is, go look him up. Because the bottom line is that's a blur. This guy turns out the light and gets in bed before it gets dark. That's
I
how
think
quick that guy
the
is.
Knicks, they just now have taken it up such a high level and they're peaking right at the time when you want to peak. And now what is it now? 12 games in a row they've won
Yeah, it's crazy.
in the postseason. I
And
think that
yeah, it's
it's
nuts.
going to take a Herculean effort now to beat this team now 4 times.
And the other thing is, you just sit there and you just got to see how Brunson looks tomorrow. He might be really, I mean, that injury might be worse the day
Well,
after.
I mean, essentially, game two tomorrow night. I mean, that's a must-win for the Spurs. You go down 0-2 and you're going back to Madison Square Garden. It's over.
One of the things I'm really disappointed in the Spurs fans was, first of all, they didn't sell out. And I know the tickets
There
and
was,
those
there was. I
bleeds,
mean, there was Deuce McBride chance when he was putting up threes. I mean, their Knicks were there, plentiful.
but that's my point. What the hell are the Spurs fans doing?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you've won 5 times, right?
yeah. Well, that champagne has dried out since the Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker days for
Well,
sure.
my point is, you first of all, you were charging 1,100 for a nosebleed in San Antonio. People wouldn't pay it, so you had to lower, and I'm grateful for that because I'm tired of them gouging people.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're sitting there, and and the Knicks had like it sounded like a Knick crowd.
Yeah. No, at
How do
times,
you let
right?
that happen?
When the Knicks scored, you heard plenty of cheers and roars
I'm
coming
telling you
from.
right now, on Monday night, you will not hear a San Antonio crowd.
No.
You'll get beaten up.
Yeah.
It'll be a distinct home court advantage with the Knicks on Monday night. You
Yeah.
will be able to hear. You'll be able to go deaf.
Right. Yeah. I said from us in Suffolk County, we'll be able to hear the Garden, I
Oh
think.
my god! And here's the other thing. There's like 35 watch parties last night from the city to Long Island.
I know, it's incredible. Lindenhurst, there was one.
And this is what happens when you've been starved.
Yeah.
See, the Spurs are spoiled. You look at this young team, you think you're going to be back. Well, go look at the Aaron Fox's contract going forward. You might not be back.
No.
If you can't dump him, which you're going to have to eventually.
Plus, Slender Man, you don't know how his body's going to hold up. He's
Yeah.
7'4".
Plus, this guy had a blood problem last year. He
Yeah,
doesn't
blood
have
clot.
good wind.
No.
We said he doesn't have good wind. The guys that work were like, you called that. I said, I'm watching the game. I know what I'm looking at. The fucking guy gets winded. After 5 minutes, he has to come out. Now, you can say all you want. He is a freak. All right. He's a Ralph Sampson that's allowed to play more than Ralph Sampson was. That's what he is. Is he more skilled? Yeah, because he's allowed to be more skilled. Is he a better defender? Yeah, he blocks shots better, but Ralph Sampson can guard the ball. That's the difference. But you know what? Evolution of the game. He's allowed to play more than Ralph ever was. If Ralph Sampson was playing today, man, he'd be really excited. But the thing is, the kid is great. He's going to be great. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to win a couple of titles probably. But can we just let it breathe?
What you talked about on our last show, too, Karl Anthony Towns, maybe he reverts back to old Karl Anthony Towns
Yeah, he did.
times where he gets flustered, and he's just been so focused. The way they're playing together as a unit is just incredible. And plus, I think they want to win for Jalen Brunson because you had people talking about you can't win with him as your best player. I think these guys really love him,
But,
and they
but you
want
know,
to,
it's people.
they want to win it for him and Coach Brown as well, who's not won an NBA championship as a head coach.
It's not only your best player. Jalen Brunson's their best player, but he's not their most important player. Karl Anthony Towns is their most important player.
Yeah, if he doesn't play
Jalen
well,
Brunson's the steady guy. Jalen Brunson is the floor. Karl Anthony Towns is the ceiling.
yeah,
That's the bottom line. How far they go is on Cat. How not Jalen Brunson's going to be great every night.
right.
The
And
other guys
OG is going to do what he does.
exactly, but Karl Anthony Towns controls how really good you're going to be, and that's just a fact. And people don't understand that. Karl Anthony Towns is not your best player. Many years, your best player doesn't win you the title. It's the most important player. Some years, the best player does. But a lot of times, it's as Shaq always says, it's the others. And so when you look at this bench from last night, let's look at this bench. It's crazy, but if you look at the stats from last night,
I mean, you get 6 3-pointers from the bench. I mean, that's excellent.
yeah, the bench points though again. So Keldon Johnson hardly gets a sniff. So we get how many points we get off the bench? We get 13, 19, 21, 28 points for the Knicks off the bench. Parker gets 16, but after that it's only 3 more, so it's 9. So you get 9. You get 9 off the bench, and that's it. So all of a sudden, you get 28 to 9, or 28 to 9 after just Harper getting 16 points, but Harper should have played more. After that, it's just 29-19 off the bench. That's 10 points. That's your game.
Karl Anthony Towns, the consistency he's had this whole playoff. I mean, his stat line last night, I feel like that's been it the whole playoffs. Like 7 of 15, 18 points. He does that, they win.
Yeah.
And he's been solid on the backboard as well with 12 rebounds. But him not at all getting flustered or intimidated by Wembanyama, I think, is the key thing. I think that was, like you said, the worry if you were a Knicks fan, the sign of game one, him being able to really outplay him. I think that right there is
absolutely
extremely encouraging. And right now you feel like you have blood in the water. I know, like you said, Brunson, who knows how his knee and his leg is going to respond tomorrow, but
oh god, you just don't know how he's going to walk out there. I mean, you haven't heard much today.
Yeah, his ankle and his knee, so we'll see what happens with that. But my goodness, I mean, this game 2 tomorrow is going to be fascinating to see what transpires. But like you said, Mitch Johnson, you might have a coaching dilemma right here where you might have to, what Sam Mitchell pointed out, you might have to play another big and try something like that and throw curve at the Knicks and try to get them off kilter because, like you said, they looked like they settled in the second half and really made some key adjustments and just really took off.
They did make key adjustments because all of a sudden Champagnie was not.
Yeah, they closed out.
Champagnie was done. We'll see, though, because the bottom line is I think the Knicks staff has made some great adjustments. But I want to see if Wembanyama covers Hart more. I mean, he did a couple of times last night, but I want to see if he covers him more.
Josh Hart. He only has 3 points last night, but he has 15 rebounds and 6 assists and 4 steals. 4 steals?
And he pushed the pace like crazy.
Yeah.
He had like a CYO stat line.
Right.
I mean, like, who the hell has 4 steals?
If you're the Spurs, though, you have to dare him to shoot. That's what you have to do.
That's why Wemby needs to be on him.
Yeah, you have to put Wembanyama on him. I agree.
Wemby's got to be on him tomorrow night because you know what? That'll really tilt the floor of chess, and you can find out what the hell's going on. And the bad news is again playing two big guys. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe you could try it, but the Spurs do not have a power forward. It is a team without a power forward.
You felt like it might have been the Knicks night as well, also, when Deuce McBride, right before halftime, he banks in a three from the corner. Literally an
Yes.
angle that's impossible, and he banks it in. I mean, you could try to hit that shot 100 more times, and you might not hit another one like that.
The reason we got to be careful, and we always say overreaction from game one, even though I felt this was one of the most important game ones I've ever seen in my life from the Knicks perspective. But don't forget, the Spurs are up 14. Knicks are up 8. Knicks are up 8 in the fourth quarter. Spurs are up 14 in the third quarter. So both teams could easily win. So
Oh,
that's
of
why we got to
course,
be
yeah.
careful.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
But
this
then
easily could be 1-0 Spurs, yeah.
right. But then who do the Spurs go to for a bucket? That's the difference. You know Brunson you can go to for a bucket. Do the Spurs have anybody to go to for a bucket? Wembanyama is not. He's a great player, but is he a guy? If you're going to throw him the ball on the perimeter, is definitely going to get you a bucket? No, you got to isolate him at the elbow, and they're not doing that.
Plus,
Last night they didn't isolate him at the elbow. You got to isolate him.
if I'm Mike Brown, I tell any time that Hart, Anunoby, or Towns are on him, I'm like, if he drives, hit him. Hit him every time he drives. Give him a
Yeah,
forearm right in the rib cage every single time, and just
and
wear his ass out.
don't help off of Champagne for Christ's sake.
You had that great first half from him, and it feels like he kind of wasted that now with
Yeah,
this game one loss because you're like, there's no way a guy's going to shoot like that again in a half.
yeah. This is going to be interesting. He's been so good this postseason. They got to get more out of Van Tassel there, whatever, however you pronounce his name. But
Vassell.
Vassel's got to play. He's got to play better. But he did a good job on Brunson, I thought, for most of the night defensively. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he obviously wanted to shoot better than 4 of 11, but like you said, defensively, he was good for you.
sure,
But the key is De'Aaron Fox and Wembanyama. You can't be a combined, what is it here, 9 of,
9 for 34.
yeah, you can't
I
have
mean, you
that.
can't do that. That's 25%, basically 28%.
Yeah, you can't have that. Between
Not good.
those are your two most important guys, arguably offensively. So you have to
Yeah.
have both of them show up big in
Well,
game two for them to win.
well, Fox lets you run your offense too, but the problem is I don't know. I didn't see him limping, but he can't be healthy playing like this because this guy 2 years ago was legit.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely. It's like you talked about the guards. All of a sudden, the burst is not there anymore, and then when that happens, it's over.
Oh, yeah. If you're a point guard, you can't get away from anybody.
Yeah,
It's not a good situation. Now, if you look to back up to that, really, they don't really have anybody like that. I mean, Jesus God, I mean, who are they playing? It's a backup point. I mean, you can't, like you said, Harper and
he was on the roster a few years ago. This is where you wish you had a guy like Chris Paul to just come
yep,
off the bench for you and give you 10 minutes, and you know he would.
and they also had one of the Jones brothers.
Yeah, Trey or Tyus Jones. My God, oh my goodness,
But
would you love that
but
right now?
the other thing is Castle played a solid game on a turnover margin last night. You might want to try him again, but if you do that, Brown and the staff are going to go sick hard on him, or Anunoby, and they're going to dog him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're going to turn Alvarado loose just when he's tired. They'll sub those guys
Well, that
out.
was the thing when Castle was playing point with Fox out. There was a bunch of turnovers from him.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you look at this, they're just going to sick one of those other guys on him because he's a beast. But they'll get Alvarado in there for 4 or 5 minutes with Brunson out. I mean, Alvarado going 3 for 6. That's a bonus you never thought of.
They do. That's the thing. He's a capable offensive player. I mean, he's known so much by his defense, but he's able to shoot it and stick it well enough where
Plus, he's a wild animal.
Yeah, exactly. He just brings so much energy off the bench. I just think the Knicks have just that blend right now between talent and chemistry. It's going to be really tough, I think, to beat them now.
He's also a guy that the Pelicans give away. The Pelicans have no grit.
Yeah, well, that's why the Pelicans are the Pelicans.
Exactly. It's like you look at the Kings and the Pelicans right now and you go, they're two worst run franchises in sports. I say no.
Josh Hart was also on the Pelicans, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I say there aren't two worst run franchises in the sport. And that includes a town where we live with it. We have the Jets or it's teams like that. So it's just a disgrace. And you sit there, the Wizards, the Pelicans,
Sacramento.
Those are the big three right now because they haven't even stockpiled anything. And now Anthony Davis wants out of Washington, which I would definitely do. I would sucker another draft pick for him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely get another team to bite on him for sure.
Yeah. You know Pat Riley's going to get desperate and he'll pick him up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then
he never plays. I would never touch him. I would say to him, dude, if you want to go for $20 million a year, I'll pick you up. And he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be hurt.
Yeah, the only way you pick him up now at this point is if you get such a great deal, and he's almost a guy like a 6-man, honestly, because I'm not depending.
Yeah. You should know he's missing 20 games.
Guy. Right, exactly.
In a good year, he misses 20.
Right.
And
And
he
then
can help you.
postseason, it's a wild card,
He's a very
with that.
skilled player. He's one of the most talented players we'll see in our lifetime.
Oh,
But at
no
the same
question.
time, he's just not a wild animal, the guy. He's not a dog.
Right.
He doesn't have dog in him. He's like, I'll get back when I get back. He's not one of those guys. And you can't do that.
OG Anunoby had one of the biggest shots of the night, though. He hit that
Yes.
three in the corner to make it 80-79. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy just is just such a clutch player. And you talk to any Knicks fan, because I know a bunch, obviously, because we live here in New York, and they'll tell you, I mean, the really knowledgeable ones point out every time how important this guy is. I mean, he might be, if the Knicks win a championship this year, I mean, we do a list one day where you have like your top 10 all-time third guys on a team. I mean, he might make that, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
I love.
he was on that Toronto Raptor team that won in 2019.
Yeah, well, you
This
know how
guy,
much I love those glue guys, as I call them.
oh,
But Ananobi
he is a
is,
he's an all-time glue guy, this guy.
and you know what? He should have been better than third team all defense too. He was better than that. But
Yeah.
you know how that goes. But I mean, he's just a guy. Plus, he's a physical
That's
presence.
the thing. When he drives to the bucket and he gives that little bump underneath the bucket, guys bounce off of him.
Oh, he's a man. Look at his
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
And that's the Knicks. Again, we talked about how physical they are. Hart's been in the league. He's been in the league. Bridges is thinner, been in the league. But I mean, the bad news is you got a little bit of men giving the bump to a fucking 20-year-old. It makes a
Right.
difference.
Right. No, that's the thing. I think there's just a little more seasoning and muscle on this team,
Now,
and that could be the difference.
tomorrow night, anything could happen. The Spurs could come out and shoot well, but you really got to take a good look at this and say to yourself, you got to get Harper in there more, and you got to try Wemby on Hart just to see what happens.
The key play, though, last night, it's 95-94, and off of a Bridges miss, there's a tap out by Brunson there, and he
Yeah.
relocates and hits that three in the corner. I mean, that was a huge, huge play.
There's also
That
the
makes-
other time with a minute left where they're up 6, and Hart has the ball, and Bridges is ahead of the field, but not totally alone for a dunk, kind of ahead of the field.
Yeah.
And Hart pulled it out and ran clock. It's very smart.
Yes, that was a big play. And then obviously Jalen Brunson's incredible turnaround fadeaway there
Yeah.
to make it
But
1-1.
also, what Hart did there by pulling that out was he took 20 more seconds off the clock. And
Yeah.
the clock is more important than points right there.
Yes.
And the thing is, people forget last year when the Knicks blew that all-time game versus the Pacers. Brunson throws that ball under the basket to Anunoby.
Yes.
When he
Yep.
was by himself, dribbling on the right wing. All he had to do is hold that
Hold the
ball.
ball, hold the basketball, and you win.
And
that.
Anunoby misses / gets blocked and fouled, and the game changes right there. So if you take clock there and make them foul you, that game's over. Because Brunson's not missing both. He might miss one, but now you'll be up 3 scores.
Right.
And that's the difference. But you know what? You have to think like that really quickly. And let's face it, this team's been through the wars. The other team is not.
And also, the head coach has been through the wars, and the other guy has not. That
And
also is
Mo Cheeks on that bench.
No, exactly. The Knicks coaching staff and Rick Brunson obviously has experience.
Yeah, I mean, and Rick Brunson last night. Rumors have it that he went to his son and said, "Hey, enough with the refs. Let's just figure this out."
Right.
Supposedly, he was the one that had to go do it because Mike Brown said, "Well, I guess you'll have credibility. Go tell him to knock it off," and he did. So the bad news is last night the fans, I guess, behind the San Antonio bench were saying some awful things to Jalen Brunson at the end of the game. There's a little bit of a problem there. So like you hate to hear that. Just some things are over the line as far as fans go. I don't think you should be allowed to say anything, but supposedly
fans short for fanatic, and they have people obviously extra security on those first front rows there. So if they see anything crazy, I mean, you should.
But supposedly,
last night you had a guy run onto the freaking court.
Yeah, supposedly last night, Jalen was looking over there at the end of the game. This was just getting stupid, and some things got to just be knock it off. I know you pay a lot of money, and I get that. No one's more sympathetic to how much it costs than I am. But at the same time, like, Jesus Christ, these guys
You're a guest, though. You don't have the right to just say anything you want.
And these guys are people, man. Like,
they are
human beings. And, I've always so mad at the malice at the palace. What did you want Ron Artest to do? Now, I know Ron Artest since he was in high school. I watched him as a player. What did you want this guy who was aggressive his whole life to do when a fan hits him in the face with a piece of ice?
Threw a cup at him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching this game live on the TV. I mean, what did you want this man to do? He was actually sitting on the table, chilling out. He had stopped. He had calmed down, and they fucking hit him. What do you want him to do? And you know what the funny part is? Before video was everywhere, this shit happened all the time. The Islanders and the Bruins in the NHL playoffs, way back, the whole Islander team went into the crowd and fucked up the Bruin fans.
Yeah.
It was like 1981 or 82. They went back and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no videos. So like this is just bullshit. Like what did you want? Like what is Jalen Brunson supposed to do there? Like when you're saying shit like that, I'm sorry, you deserve to get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's incredible. Just the gall of some people too, with all the
Oh,
video and audio that's out there, just to even cross a line that's like to the point where a guy is like turning around and saying like, "What was just said?" I mean, that's just insane.
yeah, man,
But
they're talking about his family and shit. I mean, like,
yeah,
what the fuck are we
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
dude? Like,
I mean, people that do that. I mean, I don't want to be associated with anyone like that. It's a game. Just watch the game. It's fair to say anything like, "Oh, you suck" or "You can't play"
yeah.
or whatever.
If you
Like,
want
I
to
mean,
have good natured ribbing, like people used
yeah,
to do that with Michael Jordan. There was this one guy on the road, this one Wizards fan who always used to make fun of Jordan, and he used to shake his hand.
right,
Because you know what? It was funny. Like if you
right,
want to have fun with a guy and say you suck, you're the worst forward in the league,
right,
you're the
right,
worst shooting guard of all time. Like, hey,
right,
fuck whatever you want to do. Because I went to a Knick game with your grandfather one time, with Julius Erving was the best player in the league, and the Knick fans were fucking killing him, but none of it was dirty.
right.
It was like you're the worst player I've ever seen, Irving, and of course
Yeah.
we know he isn't.
Yeah, it's just
But
insane stuff, right? But
yeah, there
not
were there
not
were, there
not
were a couple of
actually insane though,
yeah,
right?
there were a couple of beers in, and they were having fun.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and Dr. J looked up there a couple of times on the foul line. He's like, "What the
Right.
fuck are you talking about, bro?
Right.
I'm
Right.
the only reason the league is still running."
Yes.
It was like 1977 to 78.
Oh,
And I'm
it's
like,
like right
holy,
after his ABA days, right?
yeah. And I'm like, geez, this league will be bankrupt. It almost is. And this guy's saving the freaking league. And the fans are just giving him the business. We're like 10 rows behind the basket. Oh my God. It was me, your uncle Ken, your uncle Steve, and your grandfather. And we're just sitting there watching this game. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like they're killing Dr. J. Dr. J's like a gentleman, too.
Yeah.
But
He
it was
is.
good.
Oh,
It
he
was good.
is.
It was good natured ribbing, though. At least it never
Right.
got personal.
Right.
If you tell a guy you're the worst player in the league, you talk
Yeah.
about his performance. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's
Like,
nothing really.
yeah, go ahead and have at that. It's just other crap. I'm like, can we just get out of here, please?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people show their true colors when they've had a few too many,
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah.
well that's the other thing. We just everything has to include like getting
I
ripped.
mean, I wouldn't be shocked if these people were loaded. I would not be.
Oh no, of course not. I mean, but at the same time, like I was saying this, I would like to see owners do this, especially in sports like football. If I see another, I would tell them this because when you sign those seat licenses, the owner has you by the balls. If I see another jersey in your seat, I'm taking away your seats. I'll refund your money,
Yeah.
and you'll never get them again. And an owner's allowed to do that. I don't know how a Giant or a Jet fan lets the Cowboys walk in there and fill out that fucking stadium. There's no way I'm doing that. And same thing in the NBA. If I'm the Spurs last night and I see non-Spurs fans in those seats, I'm pissed.
Especially the finals.
Yeah, you're in the
Especially the
finals.
finals. Yeah. It's not the first round here where even that would be.
What is only Tim Duncan and David Robinson worth it? I mean, come on, dude. You're in the finals with a young team. It's exciting. Like, I don't know. If I was a player, that would disappoint me. I know they shouldn't think about it, but that would really disappoint me because I'm like, what the hell are we talking about?
You know what though, for Knick fans though, it's cheaper to go travel to San Antonio and get
It
in the
is.
arena than it is to get a Knick ticket playing in
Correct.
Madison Square Garden. So I found this out last night. Guess what the get-in price of the 1999 finals were in game one?
$500.
$15 in 1999.
Wow, I remember that. Wow,
Get-in price last night, $800.
wow, that's terrible.
So I mean, not that much time has passed. So
No,
think of how crazy that is that it's gone up that much. That
the
is
other thing,
insane.
the other thing is courtside. It's 140,000 for a ticket.
I mean, we're talking
That's
like
that's that's what people make if they have a good job.
right. And you know it's insane. Obviously, Fat Joe and Ben Stiller, they have the money, but it's
Sure.
like it's insane that that's what they're spending to get in to sit courtside for that.
And then not to mention the parking and the drinks and everything. When you're sitting there talking
Oh my
about
God.
if you bring a family of four, you're talking about $800,000 a night.
Holy. Yeah. It's so crazy where it almost like your head hurts almost like thinking about it. That's how insane it is. I mean, the regular fan, you have no chance of getting in.
No, I
It's
mean, what are
just
you supposed to
incredible.
do? Like, even if you were like the biggest Nick fan, like I said, I had my friend at Ciro's Pizza here,
Yeah, what is it,
Sal.
4,000 to get in the building?
Sal's the biggest Nick fan I know, and I always said if I won 2 tickets to this, I would give them to him because he
Right,
loved the Knicks, but he was
right.
working tonight. But Sal's probably 60 or something like that. And how's that fucking Sal gonna go? It's 100.
Yeah.
How's Sal gonna blow $800 on him and his wife to go to this game when he's a guy who's working his ass off every day? I'm surprised it was that cheap in 1999.
Yeah, so that's game one of the Spurs, 1999, San Antonio to get in. Unbelievable.
I believe it. I mean, I didn't realize that, but it's funny. I know, like on a regular day, if you time it right and you buy the day of, you can get a great deal on seats. I know for baseball, it's particularly true. Like when the A's are in town, if it's a nice weather day, I can go get a $15 seat behind home plate. I could do that. But I also got to buy it that morning on like the open market, you know. Whereas the old days, I could do it in person. Now I got to do it online. So like I used to go to the old bat at Yankee Stadium when the A's would come in, and I could get a great seat for $10. It was a $30 seat, you know. But this now you got to do it on the tickets on ticket hub StubHub.
Yep.
But it's crazy. Like this 140,000 for a courtside seat is just I can't believe it.
With last night with Dylan Harper, Uncle Dave, I don't know how he only gets up 10 shots when he started the way he did. He's got to get more field goal attempts.
That's my point. So like, you know, you don't like you. It's a weird feel. Like, where's the feel on that staff? I mean, so Dylan Harper,
Yeah, get him the ball.
6 for 10. Not only that, the son of a bitch gets 8 rebounds. So like, and he only turns the ball over once. So like, I mean, and then Keldon Johnson gets 8 minutes, and Dylan Harper plays 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
The way he was playing last night, I need him taking close to 20 shots. I need 18, 19 attempts.
Right. Now his mom is a coach.
Yes.
But you never hear from Ron. So I guess Ron is okay with his career. I don't know if they're close or not. Maybe they're not. I don't know what's going on.
No, there's photos of them together all the time. So even if
so Ron has been a really good sports parent, though. He is not.
You don't hear from him at all, ever.
And you know what? He's not complaining his son isn't getting more minutes because, you know, if this was LeBron's kid, forget it.
And he didn't complain in college either, so you can't say it's a thing where it's professional and he's leaving it alone. Now, you didn't hear anything from him in college either.
Yeah, and the funny thing is this is LeBron. LeBron, he would be all over his kids. Like, how come he's not playing more? He's such a pain in the ass. But, you know, it's pretty amazing that here we are. I mean, like, and you know, Harper, you just don't hear from him. The mom's a coach, and I guess they just raised him to be tougher.
Yeah.
And he should have played more minutes last night. 6 for 10, 10 shots. Not good enough.
He's got to play more. He's got to play more than 27 minutes, and he's got to get more shots. I mean, that's staggering looking at the box score and how he started that game. Oh.
Here's their problem when they don't get more minutes. So how tall do you think Dylan Harper is?
6'4".
Okay, let's find out here. It says 6'5", but I think they're full of shit. He doesn't look that big to me. But you know, it looks like he's like 6'3" to me.
They've added the 2 inches on there, you're saying, huh?
Vassal's 6'5", it says.
Hey, well, his dad was a tall guy. Dad is 6'7".
Yeah, and how big is Champagne? Let's see how big this son of a bitch is.
I'm going to say 6'5", 6'6" for Champagne.
All right, so Champagne's 6'7". So if Harper's really 6'4", 6'5", why won't they put him in for those other two? I'll tell you why. Because those two guys can help on the boards. Now, Harper did get 8 rebounds, but he's not as big and strong as those guys, which lets me know that
he's so athletic, though.
That height thing is a lie. He's definitely not as tall as that.
Right.
But he's in that strange range where he's in that Harold Miner size where he can't play 1, but he might be a little short to play 2. But he's such a good scorer. The NBA today has no defense that he'll be able to make his living with that.
I'm sorry, Uncle Dave. In today's time, the guy's just too skilled.
Exactly. In today's world with no defense, you got to throw him out there.
Right.
Plus, he can abuse Brunson. Brunson can't cover him. He's too strong.
Well, I mean, he had buckets where he just had him isolated, and he got to, like I said, he got to his spot off a spin or a jump stop, and he raised over. And
that's why Brunson's got to play Champagne.
Tomorrow night, put Jalen Brunson in pick and roll, and you have to attack him.
Yes.
That is what you have to do. I don't know why they didn't do that last night, but obviously the Knicks were very thankful for that.
And you know what? Again, sometimes these decisions are strange. But then again, if the Spurs just shoot a little better, although I didn't think they got good shots in the second half. In the first half, they got great shots. I have to say, just from an intellectual basketball standpoint, this has been a fun thing to watch, even though the games haven't been pretty. I'm just so happy there's no LeBron, Steph, or Kevin Durant. I'm just so happy about it because I'm just tired of talking about it.
Yeah, there's a whole new narrative here, which is excellent to see, honestly. It really is refreshing to get. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have a new champion again. I think that's great for people that like parity, especially. It's excellent. And then you're going to have a team where either you have the start of potential dynasty if the Spurs win, and then the Knicks winning their first championship in over 50 years if that happens. So either way, it's going to be a fun offseason and storyline heading into next season.